Another thing we saw a lot of was the history, because we all heard of being sent to Siberia and being a terrible thing. And the first morning we were going to go out to Lake Baikal, and I was all excited to see this beautiful lake. Well, the first stop on the road, 5 miles out of town, we went down a little dirt road, and there's just a little simple sign that said memorial. And we went a little farther, and there was just kind of a forest that had been torn up. This is a memorial to 50,000 people that were buried there and discovered about 20 years ago. They found graves of people that early after that were from all walks of life, that were put there after the Red Army won, and anyone that wasn't comfortable with being a communist in the new program was reported by a neighbor or unpopular, would end up at this place. So they found bodies 8 deep, 50,000 of them. They've created the beginnings of a monument. There's a few stones engraved, but it's just under construction. Again, not to forget what happened. And I think as Nancy said, that people are very well aware of their history and how they turned on each other through that process. And they're consciously trying to be more tolerant and go forward in a much better way. But that was kind of a sobering moment on our first day. And then we went out to Lake Baikal and saw the museum. We were introduced to the freshwater seals that exist nowhere else in the world, and they're really fat, chubby, happy little seals. So there's a lot of, that was a very, well, we stayed with Vladimir Donskoy, who's an honorary Rotarian, but very much involved with the Rotary Group. The Rotary Group is about 16 people. The head of it's a young man, Dmitry, is about 25 years old. Last year's president was about 30 years old, Alexander. And so that was one thing that surprised me, and maybe a difference. Most Rotary clubs I've been to tend to be a little more senior. And these guys were open, enthusiastic, very fun to be around, as was our host.